Hello, Bean. Bean, will you do the intro? Will you say welcome to the Unhinged Library?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Unhinged Library podcast. I'm Alicia.
I am Hallie.
And we are your hosts. And the only people really that are on here besides Hannah a couple times.
Yeah. Hi, Hannah.
And random people in the background. Hello, everyone.
We'll start trying to bring friends and people on eventually.
Right.
Redoing the plugs.
The plugs. The plugs.
Hello.
Hello. So, yes, if you guys do not already, follow us on YouTube and Apple Podcasts at the Unhinged Library Pod. And you can also find us on Instagram with that handle as well. And our personal Instagram handles.
I am BookBabe415.
And I am Alicia Reed 716. And as always, I will link the hyperlinks and all that into the show notes for all of our profiles. But if you can, give us a like and follow. Share us to your friends. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we're fun.
If you want to be friends in real life,
yes, please.
let us know.
Let's
read books. Let's read books together. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Also, just because somebody made me self-conscious about my Instagram name, I'm not calling myself Book Babe because I think I'm hot. I call myself Book Babe because my dad literally has called me Babe for majority of my life. It's a nickname.
I didn't even think of that like that. Honestly, I just did.
Somebody made me feel bad. They're like, you don't post enough thirst traps. I'm like, I don't post any thirst traps. What do you have to be thirsty over, sir? I am here for books.
You can listen to my book choices and be thirsty over my men.
Or, like, make yourself a cup of tea and go somewhere else.
Today's beverage is coffee.
Mm-hmm.
We love caffeine.
We need caffeine.
I really do. It's been a frustrating week, honestly.
I feel that.
I don't know if it's the moon.
I told you.
If it's the water.
I told you yesterday that, like, my feelings, that I was an angry little betta fish yesterday, and I just was all, my fins were all fluffed up, and I just wanted to fight everything. I think somebody left a mirror in front of my tank.
I have been angry for a few days. And it ebbs and it flows and it ebbs and it flows, but we're trying to stay chill. Which I did get a compliment from one of my employees this week. They're like, you're always so chill. And I was like, thanks.
It's fake. Have you seen that meme?
No.
Oh, it was like, it's from Gravity Falls, and like it was like the one character finally crashing out, and she's like, everybody thinks I'm so chill. It's all fake. I get it.
But yeah, so life is fun, rough, but we're making it through, checking on your homies. I honestly have been slacking on posting on Instagram lately. Definitely the last couple weeks I have not been posting really well. So sorry if you follow me on there. I'm almost to 400 followers. We're getting there.
Wow.
You have 370.
Solid.
Also, I purged my personal Instagram and archived a bunch of posts. Unfollowed a bunch of people because I've had the same Instagram since 2013.
That kind of feels good though, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I'm like, why do I follow all these pages? And I like the Vampire Diaries, but I don't need to follow all the actors from the Vampire Diaries.
Why did we used to do that?
I don't know. Zac Efron, I still follow you because I love you. Riley Green. Oh, you best bet I still follow you.
You are kind of a theme in our reading as of lately.
Woo! My phone knows. She's listening to me talking about him right now, and we'll pour more content on this thing later.
You know what made me really happy? This has nothing to do with books. I'm sorry, but we need to discuss this. So, obviously, Riley Green and Ella Langley have the song.
Yeah.
You Look Like You Love Me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, do you want to know who plays the sheriff in that music video? Because I know you've seen the music video.
Yeah.
Jamie Johnson. Jamie Johnson is, a badass country singer. He literally got inducted to the Opry the night he got let out of jail. He's old school, but, he exists now.
Yeah.
But he is a badass country singer. I love his music, too. He is one of the very, very good country singers. And Ella Langley was the one to reach out to him and be like, I want you to be the sheriff in my videos. And he usually doesn't collab with people all that much, but when she called and asked him to do it, he took the role so seriously.
I definitely have watched it a couple times.
Yeah.
Because she's in a black dress.
Yep. Yeah, the sheriff in it, the old white-haired guy. It's Jamie Johnson.
He just has such nice eyes.
Are they green?
Yeah, his eyes are like so blue. But yeah. Also, something new and exciting. I'm finally finishing my tattoo this week on my arm.
And then we are inadvertently getting the same tattoo. We did not plan this. This was not us getting matching tattoos.
Yes. I would like to clarify that because I have a couple tattoos. Like I have one that's like a tarot card, and it was on a flash tattoo sheet. I got the sunshine one, and my friend Kat, hey Kat, she has the moon. But we didn't go together, and they weren't planned, so they're not matching. So
we're not really going together. You told me about it. I looked at flash sheets because it's a local shop, and I've been itching for a tattoo as well.
Which Average Joe's, if you guys don't follow them on Instagram. They do really great work if you're here in the 716 area. I have some work by Shannon. You have some work by Shannon. My husband has some work by Joe, and there's also Dylan. He has some really cool artwork there. Trevor might actually get a tattoo by him. And then the two girls that we're gonna go see are their apprentices, and definitely think one of them's a book girly.
Well, yeah, by her flash sheet. But, like, we both...
I wonder if can I insert her flash sheet?
I think so.
We're going to insert it. I don't think... It's not like I'm tattooing y'all with it, but we're going to insert it.
No, don't do that, or watermark it, so that people don't steal her artwork.
Well, yeah, I'll still put her...
No, like, put something over it so people don't steal the artwork.
I'll have to see if I can do that. Because that's the problem. I'll see if I can do that. And if not, I'll just link their Instagrams and share the picture of their profile.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Maybe we'll add a little addendum to the end of this video of us
getting them. Yeah. But yeah, so the one that we both decided to get...
We did not discuss. We looked at these sheets separately. We both said, like, oh, that's fun. I think I'm going to go. And then...
We talked about what we were going to get together.
And it's literally the same. I think we had one thing different that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one that we both for sure want to get is the matchstick. So it's a matchstick, and it looks like there's a little heart in the flame. And obviously fire heart. Come on. That was the first one that I was like, yeah, that's the one I'm getting.
That's literally the one immediately. I'm like, oh, that's really cute. And it's, like, small enough it'll fit in, like, the weird space I have here.
Yeah. And I got a little weird space between my flash tattoos, so it'll fit perfect there. And then...
The other one's the boot.
The cowboy boot. I was like, I want to get it by my foot, like a little boot.
And that's where I was thinking of putting it as well, because where else do you put a cowboy boot?
And then the third one that I like is a sparrow. Just because of, like, Lila Sage and, like, Rebel Blue and...
I like the daggers, but I would not carry a 3-inch dagger, so I am not tattooing a 3-inch dagger. It's 7 inches or nothing.
Yeah, because this is, obviously, again, flash tattoos. So if you've never done flash tattoos, it's like a sheet, black and white, no color, no modifications at all to the tattoo, and it's just placement.
Yep.
So there's
arms or legs only.
Yeah, arms or legs. This one specifically is arms and legs. I've done other ones that you can get them anywhere. Like you can get them behind your ear. You can get the. But these girls are apprentices, so I think they're also like trying to get more clientele and whatnot.
Different
practicing.
types of skin and see how like depths on people.
Where like I've done a couple other ones too that are like fundraisers for cats.
Yeah.
And things
I was
like
gonna
that.
text you. That one's coming up soon.
Yeah.
The pet fundraiser one.
Oh, cool. Money. What are you doing? Anything fun currently this weekend got planned besides your tattoo?
If Jeff is gonna be gone all day Saturday, I'm gonna have a hot girl day with Hildy. Do you want to know a fun thing with Hildy? So, fun thing with Hildy. I got a text today. So, me and Hildy, I have inadvertently trained my boyfriend's dog to know that if he's not home, we get to go do hot girl shit. And so, in the mornings now, her routine, if it's just me and her, is I let her outside. And then she waits by the garage door, and I put her lead on her, and we get in my car, and we either go to Starbucks and get a little pup cup, or we come out here and go for a walk at a local park, and then go to Tim Hortons and get some Timbits or whatever we want as a little snacky.
Nice.
And while we do that, while we go out, but as I put the leash on and take her out the door, I'm like, come on, Hildy, we gotta go do hot girl stuff. As the first song we'll play is the I'm Just a Girl song.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she heard it with Jeff, like, I'm wondering if it was, like, on a reel or something, and it perked her up, and she got up, and she was all, like, wiggling and stuff, and he texted me, he's like, Hildy likes the I'm Just a Girl song, and so I had to confess that when me and Hildy go out to do hot girl shit, we listen to I'm Just a Girl. And I'm like, and then I followed up that text with, and you know Hildy is just a girl.
She is.
Hildy's a girl's girl. I raised her right.
Girls girl. Yes. So what's funny is I kind of did a little bit of an outline for this episode.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
So yes, we've done that. What are we currently reading, Haley?
What are we currently reading? So my current read for my Kindle is Bourbon and Secrets.
That's the second book?
It is the sequel to Bourbon and Lies. And the new book for the series, the third one, comes out in June, early June. I'm very excited for that.
Nice. That's our book club book. The first book is.
Yeah, the first book was our book club book, and then I was just hooked, and I'm like, I need to read more of this. And then I was trying to re-listen to The Witch Collector, because I don't think I gave it a fair enough chance the first time I listened to it. But that kind of got quickly abandoned again. It's just not for me.
Yeah. I see a lot of things on the internet about it. I just haven't tried it yet.
I feel like I'd love it, but like maybe I'm just, every time I try to read it, just isn't the right time. Or maybe it's the narrators.
That you don't like either?
Yeah. Oh, you have buttons on.
Yep. I am still reading The Twisted Throne, which I'm a lot farther in that. So I ended up restarting it. I got to about like 34%, and then I stopped reading it because I know there's going to be a cliffhanger. I just know that, because how the rest of the series goes is there's a cliffhanger at the odd number book. The even number book completes the couple. So like there's a cliffhanger. Don't know what it is. So I'm not motivated internally to finish it because this book just came out. But I'm like, maybe 70% now. And then I'm not counting this as a read technically on my Goodreads, but I'm rereading Empire Storms and Kingdom of Ash eventually, just so that way I can really feel my love for Rowan as I get him inked on me.
Yes. I have to see if Megan needs my copies, because I know she wanted to do the tandem read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's currently what I'm doing. I do want to start a book, but honestly, I've been slacking this month of reading. Like, I looked at May and what I've read, and yikes, I need to get reading. But it's a good thing I've been ahead on other books, because April was a strong month for me.
April was a slump month for me, which you noticed when I like pulled up my
April
reads,
like,
and you're like, "That's it." I'm like, "Yeah."
I was like, "What?"
I literally even told you last month that I was in a bad slump.
Yes, you did say that. I'm truthfully like, I'm not in a reading slump. Like, I am enjoying reading. I just don't have time right now to read.
That's the other thing, is I haven't been able to do audiobooks as much, because like technically in training, I'm trying to be decent about it.
No, I get that too. Let's see. I technically read last month 9.
You want to come stay with Mama?
I read 13 books last month.
I know. I think I was up there too. I think I did 12 last month. I think I was just one behind you.
In April?
Oh no, March.
Yeah, no, this is April too. April, I was still cruising.
I'm ahead on my goal though.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, how much are you at?
I'm at 41.
41. Ooh, not bad.
Or 42 out of 85. So I'm more than halfway.
What are you guys at on your current reading goals for the year? What did you set your reading goals to?
I'm gonna have to reset my reading goal, but like that's why I do that. What?
444.
What?
That's 444.
Oh,
I just see angel numbers a lot.
I do too. We love angel numbers. 444 is protection.
444. I read 47 out of 105 is my goal.
So we're like right up there with each other.
Yeah, we're not doing bad. About 45% way complete. Okay, so since you don't have a lot of books.
I do not have a lot.
How do you want to do this?
Do you want me just to rattle mine off quick? Because like there's also a good number of low ratings.
Those two you wait until...
Save them for last.
Yeah, because then we'll talk about those because we both read those ones.
Do you want me to go first? Because I'm going to do the first two as like one. Yeah. So I did Haunting and Hunting Adeline. They got a really low rating from me, which I'm not going to say because I don't share low ratings typically. I didn't even count them for this year because I don't count books that I don't consider countable. I will say I do read dark romance. It's not because like they were too dark for me. I don't feel like they count as dark romance, having like actually read them. Yeah, there's trigger warnings. Yes, there's like kind of a romantic subplot, but it's just all problematic. If you told me it was a horror series, I would say it was a phenomenal horror series. To call it a romance series, I feel is not great.
I have not yet read it. Again, it's not high on my TBR. Maybe I will one day, but I have plenty of other books in the meantime to read.
Don't waste your time.
Again, I like to read crappy books. I've read plenty of crappy books, so I probably will read it eventually in my lifetime.
I will say the audiobooks, like, the audiobooks were the only reason I got through it. Let's be honest, Teddy Hamilton is fantastic. Only reason I got through them. I probably would have DNF'd them if I was, like, physically reading. So, props to him. Thank you for making it.
I'm actually going to talk about him later on in this episode, too.
Yeah. So, those were my first 2 for the month. Again, low rating. I don't need to share it. I know. My cousin knows. You know, because I've ranted to you already about...
And if you really want to know, follow her on Goodreads.
I don't even think I shared it on Goodreads. I think I had these 2 books.
As, like, private?
Yeah.
We'll start with The Endless War, which is in the Bridge Kingdom series. That is the wrap-up book. So, like, again, how the Bridge Kingdom works is book 1 and 2 follow a couple, book 3 and 4 follow a couple, and book 5 and 6 are following a different couple. So this wraps up Karis and Zara's story, and I don't know. I didn't love their story. Did not love it. It was okay. I gave it 3 stars, but I didn't love their story. They honestly frustrated me as characters too, because I guess, like, I don't know. I liked Laura, and I'm tired of Laura's, like, shortcomings just keep being brought up endlessly in these books. And even in book 5, it's still happening, and I'm just over it. Like, literally move on from it. Anyways. And next book that I read, I did the second book in this series, Training the Heart by Paisley Hope. So that's the one, like, holding the reins, the cowboy series.
Okay, yeah.
This one I gave 4.75 stars. I really like this. It's like grumpy sunshine, work romance, ex-military, ex-service, and it's a dual point of view.
Solid.
So that one I really liked. The only thing that stinks is it used to be on KU, but then she popped off. Go you, Paisley Hope. But now the books aren't on KU. So you have to buy them. I borrowed them from Megan. Thanks, Megan.
Yeah.
But book 3 is supposed to come out this month sometime. I forget what that one's called.
We have a lot of good books coming out this month, because the sequel to...
Don't worry, I got that on the notes here. We got
Okay.
that on the notes.
We'll
Don't
talk
worry.
about that later.
We'll get there, we'll get there. Alright, why don't you go next, because I'm going to do a series after this.
My next one was Coffees and Kittens. It was 40 pages. I needed something to read before book club the next day, so I read that. 3 stars. Really short book. Kind of cute, like, just fluffy. Not mad about it. I don't know if I should count a 40-page book, but I'm counting a 40-page book.
It's a book. I mean, technically a novella counts as a book when you read it.
I don't think I actually counted it in my 2025 reads, but, like, it's on my April list.
Yeah,
So
I've read.
I did. I read it. I read it in one sitting. I literally told Jeff, I'm like, I'm starting a book, and then, like, maybe an hour and a half later, I'm like, I finished a book, and he's like, I finished it. What? I'm like, it was only 40 pages. I'm not amazing. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to do a listening, so you do, like, I seen, like, these girls, they read the same book, and, like, see how far you can get in an hour, how many pages you can read.
There's a lot of variables that I would have to take into account for that hour.
It's just an hour timer on there.
But an hour when? Because morning is my productive time, so if it's an hour in the morning...
Well, they were just
great.
both, like, sitting next to each other. Like, it looked like they had, like, one of those retreat places.
I would be so distracted by that. If you wanted to do that with me, you would have to just be like, hey, let's read our books and not tell me what we were doing, because I'd be like, how far are you? What are you doing? How quick are you tapping faster than I'm tapping? I can't help it. My brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah, just chill sometimes, Hallie. Chill.
I can't help it. I wish I could. Like, and I did a thing last night to chill out, and I ended up going to bed at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
And she really chilled.
I was just out. Oh, I didn't even tell you how I woke up this morning. I woke up, the painting was off the wall.
Oh, yeah, you sent me a snap about that fell off.
My iPad was on the floor. There were, like, a couple books off the shelf. I looked at Bean. I'm like, did you fight off an intruder? And I just slept through a break-in attempt? I have no idea.
Maybe. Okay, so I'll do my series next, and then we'll talk about this book, because that's next
Well,
on.
I have that one.
Oh, that one
still,
too?
too.
Okay. Oh, I need to
Do you want me to say that?
Yeah.
Alright, so then I also listened to She Started It. It was a thriller. It was a pick for the one local bookstore that we like going to their book club events and stuff at. So that was their book club pick this month. It was pretty solid. I gave it 3 stars. It was a decent thriller. Like, I did predict it a little bit. But again, I like thrillers. I read a lot of thrillers. I'm probably going to predict things.
When is that book club meetup? Or you don't know?
It's in my calendar.
Okay, so I guess I'll do a series next just because it's easier just to do the series. So I did the Chestnut Spring series. I think that's what this one is. So this one's Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless.
Okay, so that's the LC Silver series I see like everywhere.
Yes, that's the main one everywhere. I gave all of those besides book 1 5 stars. Book 1 I gave 4 stars, which was still really good. It was just 4 stars. I can't remember off the top of my head. I should have did a little bit better notes on this. I want to say Heartless is my favorite in this, but I could be wrong. I feel like there's a past episode on this podcast somewhere, and
Watch it.
I said it. I think I said on the episode that it was Reckless, but then I put up in the screen what one it actually was my favorite. So Alicia, when she edits this, will double check that information to make sure she was right again.
Verified.
But again, the whole series just flows really well. But my favorite one, like, I know the characters are Willa and Cade are my favorite, like, couple in this series to follow. Which is, like, the girl from book 1, it's, like, her best friend, and then, like, the brother eventually hook up, but...
Why is it when we meet a girl in book 1, her best friend is always the better character?
Hang on. And hold on. She's a ginger.
A redheaded best friend. And I always love them the most.
Literally, I generally like their stories more. And I think it's too... I personally love a banter book. I love banter. I love sassiness. So I think that's why I like redheads always get, like, the banter sassy, which I feel like that's just, like, a common stereotype that always, like... Not that all women don't, but I feel like when I generally read female characters of, like, series like this...
Redheads are the sassy
The redheads are always the sassiest.
Like, just thinking of how I acted when I was single, I didn't play games. I was very sassy.
So, I don't know, but her book is my favorite. But the whole series, I love the whole series. I like Elsie Silver's work, which I'll get to my next point on her in, like, another book in a second, but we'll talk about the next one that's on my book and that we skipped over for Hallie, which is Wild and Wrangled.
Yeah!
And if you guys...
Oh my gosh, we love Wild and Wrangled.
I'm not smart enough to put, like, the whole YouTube, like, URL link in here, but I'll screenshot the episode. You guys can go watch us review Wild and Wrangled.
We loved that book.
Love that whole series. Again, I want to get a sparrow tattoo for that series.
Honestly, that's why I want the cowboy boot.
I know. That's why, but I just, yeah.
Also, I will put it on record. Dusty is probably the only blonde man I love.
I will not put that on record because Aaron Warner, I love you.
I didn't finish that series.
I know.
So for me, it's Dusty.
I love Aaron Warner. Anytime,
Dusty gave me hope for blonde men.
Yeah, he's not bad. We love Dusty. It was fun. I loved Wild and Wrangled. It was a good wrap-up series.
It did. It wrapped that series up so nicely. I'm very excited for the next one, especially since we got a cover for the new series.
Very cute. I'll insert said cover. I still didn't do my physical read of this book yet, because I do still want to do a physical read of Wild and Wrangled.
I'm probably going to comfort read those books, because like they were so quick for me to read anyway.
They're just like fun and cute, and I don't know. I did the audiobook though. The audiobook was good.
Yeah.
The audiobook was good. So my next one is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. So this is where I'm getting into my Teddy Hamilton thing. So this is her 3rd series that she's writing. This is the one, like, the most recent book that came out. Wild Eyes, maybe, was the most recent one that came out for it. Anywho, gave this book 4 stars. Wild Love. Really liked it. It is Willa's brother. So, also, obviously, Willa was my favorite character from the Chestnut Spring series, and the first book is about him. But book 2, Teddy Hamilton narrates. And I've read every single other book of hers. I haven't done any audiobooks, but I want to do the audiobook because it's Teddy Hamilton, but I'm trying to convince myself not to do it. Because I've read the rest of her series, and I feel like I just want to, like, keep actually physically reading first, and then maybe one day I'll go back and audio it. But
we love that man's voice acting.
and it's the one where like the main clip that's all over Instagram.
The bison.
Yeah, that clip.
Which is very true. If you ever are in Yellowstone and happen across the bison, don't take pictures with them. They can kill you.
It makes me want to get it so bad. But I'm like, don't do it, Alicia. We're gonna get.
I want to read that just for that part because it's also just again, I grew up like with a grandfather who made fun of those people.
Yes.
So I love it.
But that's the second book in that series. So
I know. I want to read her books in general. I'm gonna follow your reading order when I
when you're ready.
get to the point where I'm.
But yeah, but my tat, I'm like, tiny skeleton. I'm like, why are you gonna do me dirty? But yeah. So what do you got next?
The last one I have is the one we also read together.
Okay, I got one more book and then we'll get there. So my next book that took me a hot minute to finish too was The Hunger Games, Songbirds and Snakes. That book, I gave that 5 stars. I have not officially rated that on Goodreads. I was looking through this, but I am going to give that 5 stars. It was very good. It was hard because I don't hate Snow at the end of that book. I understand his decisions. Like, I understand what he did. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have probably read that, but I'm not going to say it because I didn't watch the movies and I left myself spoiler free from that. But he ends up like not sacrificing, but like turning his friend in for being like a rebel. Yeah. So again, I get it, but
so like if we're talking in terms of D&D, you would consider Snow like evil neutral?
Kind of, yeah. Okay. At this point, but Rhonda says the next book, Haymitch's book, he gets worse, so I'm gonna hate him then.
Whom is Rhonda? I do not know her.
Yeah, you probably don't know her, but she reads, so she reads Hunger Games. She's like, you're gonna hate him way more in the next book. I said, good. I need to hate him again.
I thought Rhonda was like somebody in like the book.
No. And
I'm like, who am I missing? Some like Ronda Rousey? No. I don't know.
All right. Well, how about
I generally don't know pop culture things either. You know this.
Okay. Our book club book for this month was
Metal Slinger. We loved Metal Slingers. So it wasn't just us. I think all of us really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Rachel, how'd you do this to us? How'd you do us dirty like this?
Well, like my cousin Hannah read it, started it around when I did, and got further than I did quicker. So like she's like, I need to talk to you about this part. I'm like, I'm not to that part yet. I'll call you. She's like, you'll know when to call me.
If you know, you know, and you will know the part that we're talking about because I reread that part 4 times.
Oh my god!
I had to read it out loud to myself.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I gasped. I audibly gasped, and like Jeff was like, "What?" And I'm like trying to explain to him why it's so big, and he's just like,
and that's plot twist 1.
Yeah, oh my god.
We ain't even had
the plot twist in this book, we are suffering not having the next
I'm
one.
gonna be honest, what we should do is when the audiobook comes out, we should audiobook it and then episode it.
Yes.
That's what we should.
100% agree.
Because we've already read it and we've already got like theories.
So many theories.
I literally posted this picture the next day on my Instagram, and it's like when the author is like, I think you're overthinking this. And it's like, it's the Office meme, and it's like, I think you're underthinking this. Literally my brain. I was reading it in bed.
My brain like 24/7 though.
I'm reading in my bed, and I'm like looking at my Kindle, and it's like 97%, less than 20 minutes. I'm like, do I ruin my life right now, right before I go to sleep? Or do I do it first thing in the morning, right before bed?
See, Hannah warned me to, like, savor the ending, so I knew something was coming.
I did not expect
I didn't want to read
that.
anything for you, because, like, I wanted you to have that authentic experience.
Yeah, and then I, like, laid in my bed, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna put chapter 54 on to listen to my comfort chapter to go to bed.
Not of that book, not 54.
No. Obviously, according to Mr. Fury.
Yeah.
One of my
I love that
chapters.
it's not a comfort chapter. I don't know if I have a comfort chapter.
I will tell you, the soup never makes it on the table. Alicia's already asleep by that time. I'm generally asleep almost when we start talking about calamine.
Okay.
And if not, I do like throwing up glass once in a while. But generally, chapter 54 is really, she's my sweet spot. I do have one in, it's like chapter 56 in Ignite Me. I think that's the one that Ignite Me, but the Shatter Me series. But yeah, Metal Slinger.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. If you don't have it,
Read it.
read it. I'm honestly waiting for the little special one that's coming out in a month or something, just because it has one chapter from the next book. And I am a glutton. Hallie will not read it, but I will read the chapter. I am a glutton. I need it. Give it to me.
I don't like waiting.
Also, Rachel, I applied to be an ARC reader. I hope you bless me with that, and if not, I will still read your book as soon as it comes out because I am desperate.
I will just read your book when it comes out because I have kind of taken a step back from ARC reading because time is hard right now.
Agree. I feel like I'm trying to only like really specifically do the ones that I really, really want. Versus like before, I feel like it was it's a good way to grow your following and good way to grow your account and get like more versatile.
Yeah.
Like book stuff and whatnot, but my day job's kind of stressful. Got a lot going on, so.
My life is just stressful at times.
Get that. Well, I'm almost done. I have 2 more books that I read in May. My nonfiction.
April?
Oh yeah,
Or
sorry,
in
April.
May?
Sorry, it's gonna
It's May.
So April, I read A Dinner for Vampires: Life on a Cult TV Show by Bethany Joy Lenz. So this is the one that's the One Tree Hill. Did you watch?
What is this book?
Well, we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so did you watch?
I've never heard of this. I watched One Tree Hill, but I've never heard of this book.
So it's Haley from One Tree Hill.
Okay.
And this is about her real life. So I'm gonna give you a full disclosure. First, I gave it 5 stars because I do think this is really well. I did the audiobook for this. I went into this not knowing much. I thought it was mostly about One Tree Hill because I heard that One Tree Hill was mentioned in it, and it says Life on a Cult TV Show. So I figured, I've heard a lot of like things about the 3 girls they talk about on their podcast about how bad the TV show was. So I figured it was
they were treated and everything. Yeah.
more about the producers, which that stuff is talked about, but it's maybe 25%.
Yeah.
It is mostly talked about that she was in like a religious cult.
Yeah.
So I think it's like some small whatever place. She moves to LA and she leaves her religion, like she's still religious, but she found a new church when she moved to LA. It actually was a cult and she was kind of groomed into that. She eventually married the son of like the main leader into that group, and that is who her child is with. They siphoned a bunch of money from her and stole money from her, and so it kind of like follows that, but it also talks about like how their views of what religion was, and like talking about like being a mother and an elder to like their family, and like she didn't realize a lot was going on, and neither did her showmates.
Yeah.
Like she didn't really have like a deep connection, it seemed like, on the show with a lot of the other cast members. The only one she was really close with was Dan Scott, Paul Johansson or whatever. So I don't know, it was really good. I thought it was very moving. I read it pretty quick.
Well, because like they even talk about, because I've listened to their podcast a little bit about One Tree Hill, and like they were very much all put against each other.
Yeah.
Like the director was one of the big abusers in that situation, and he like made it that none of them were friends, because like he can't abuse all 3 of them if they're teaming up. Because like Hillary, who plays Peyton, she talks about it a lot, and like she was probably treated the worst
because she was the main one too for it. Which, in case you didn't know, Chad Michael Murray is from the 716.
Yep.
And I seen him last weekend. So again, I read this book maybe like a week and a half ago, and then I seen Chad Michael Murray this weekend, so then I started One Tree Hill again.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Well, no, and like the other thing with Hillary is like she's married to
Denny Duquette.
Who?
Denny Duquette, he's on
No, he's
Hillary Burton, yeah. I don't know what his real name is.
Okay, I'm like, that's not his name.
No. You don't watch Grey's Anatomy. That's the only. He's from what is it? The
He's
Walking
from
Dead.
Supernatural.
Yeah, he's like the dad. He was on like what, 10 episodes?
He was an integral part of the show.
He's only on like 10 episodes. I mean, I barely remember he's on there, but obviously, if you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, you know who Denny Duquette is. But yeah, she
talks about like when they first met and like weren't even dating yet. She like kind of confided in him about how she was being treated by the director, and like he straight up went up to the director. He's like, "You're not treating her like this, or I'm knocking your teeth down your throat." And it's like, yeah, that is the energy we love in book men and in real
life men. Yeah, she like the one scene she brings up in it is like, and I've heard them talk about it on the podcast too. Is like they would have like bras and like lingerie for them to try on, and then there'd be like Polaroids on the walls of like them in the different outfits, and so it gets brought up, but like they shamed her a lot, like her group, for Haley being like married and having a baby and like all those kinds of things, because she was supposed to propose like a pure Christian woman and like things like that. So it was very good. Really like that. Highly recommend that audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
And my last one, this one's like so controversial because like I rage read a lot, but it's fine.
Oh god.
I rage read.
You do.
It's me, okay? I recognize this. I almost gave this 5 stars, but I didn't. It got 4 stars for me. Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang. So
I haven't heard any controversy about this book, so
it pissed me off the ending. That's why.
Okay, I've seen the cover at stores. I haven't heard anything about that book.
Okay, so the book is pretty much like they got this magic typewriter and they type these like codes and whatever into it, and that's how they cast spells. We'll pretty much say. That's not what they're called in there, but that's pretty much what it is. So women are not allowed to be spellcasters. Again, I'm not using the right terminology, but they're not allowed to do that. Only once in a while are women allowed to go in the trial. She ends up going into the trial, completing it, but I don't know. The ending really frustrates me because I don't feel like there's good resolutions. Like it was resolved, but I don't know. I'm
not well enough.
It was. I'm just not happy about how the one character's ending. It gives me the vibes. Like, did you ever read the Champion series? No. And I Am like the Legend by Mary Lou or whatever. It's got like,
God, years ago.
June and Day.
Yeah.
It gives me the vibes of how I ended that series. Like, it ended well, but I was pissed off.
Okay.
That's how I feel. And this is a standalone. So it's good. And I'm not going to say this book isn't good, but it pissed me off still. Mm-hmm. So that's why it gets 4 stars. It doesn't get 5.
That's fine.
I almost gave it 3 because I was going to get really petty, but I was like, it's good. If it invokes this much feeling into me, it should be 4 stars.
Yeah.
So those were all of our April reads.
Yeah.
So to wrap this up, let's go over May hopefuls.
So obviously the sequel to A Fate Inked in Blood is coming out this month.
A Curse Carved in Bone.
We are so excited for that.
Very, very excited. That's like my top read, honestly, this month that I'm most excited for.
I'm going to have to plan my reading around that coming out.
I'm honestly going to reread A Fate Inked in Blood as well.
I might re-listen to it, yeah.
I don't know, because I don't remember if I listened to it. I think I did, but I think I listened to it on Libby. Like, I don't have the book, I don't think. So, I just have to decide.
I was planning on going to Barnes & Noble that Tuesday when it comes out. Do you want me to grab you a copy?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I want another one of the shiny
yeah, that's
pages.
why I want to go to Barnes & Noble and get it and, like, make sure we get a nice...
Yeah, the nice copies of them. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't have it in my Apple books. Honestly, that's, like, my biggest book that I'm looking forward to this month.
Yeah, same.
I don't really have, like... I do want to try and finish The Wild, those 2 books, and finish that series up. Mm-hmm. Just that we crush that, and then obviously I still need to do Bourbon Lies for book club.
Yeah, Bourbon and Lies is good. I'm really liking Bourbon and Secrets.
Bourbon and Lies is.
I don't know what I'm going to read after Bourbon and Secrets. I have been mood reading a lot, which also is probably why, like, I can't decide what I want to read.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it's rough sometimes, you know?
I get it.
Like, I'm like, oh, I want cowboys, and then I'm like, I don't. Do I want epic fantasy? Do I want dark? What do I want right now?
I honestly, I have books in my Hoopla, too, that I have to read. I need to get back onto my Harry Potter track. So, hopefully I will finish book 4 this month.
Harry Potter is such, like, a fall-winter thing for me.
I know. And it's not that I don't enjoy it. I've just never really read it, so, like, it's not bad. I do have Guild.
I have that. I only have, like, 8 days left on that, so if we're going to
I got
do that
13
together,
days.
If we're going to do that together, let me know.
Yeah, we should do that.
I'll move that up in line.
And then also we're going to read this book, too, that you have set over here.
Oh, yes. So this one, we're going to just pop this in. This is by a local author. We met her at a book club. Mm-hmm. She seems like she's a wonderful lady. She was very sweet. We like talking to her a lot.
This is Pretend by Jennifer Conklin, for those who are not watching on YouTube.
And it is a YA book. I, just started it. I'm not very far. I struggle with reading real physical books. I do my best. But I am enjoying it. I like the story it's setting up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then we also have another one by a local author, The Serpent Lord, which we'll probably read that too soon. We haven't set a date for that one.
Let's set that up for June. Let's not throw that into May.
So, if you guys have not checked those local authors out, I will put their pages here, and I will put the information in the bio as well. So, I think that is it. We'll see what next episode brings us and what we are going to do. Maybe we'll redo the one episode that we scrapped.
Yeah.
Because we did scrap the episode that got posted previously than this one. And obviously we posted another book one. So if you like the book deep dives, let us know. What kind of episodes do you like? Please give us feedback. We appreciate any feedback. So, as always, have a great day, everyone. Read lots of books and stay hydrated.
Bye!
Bye!